This is it. We're doing it. Playoffs? Yes.
Here we go.
Playoffs starting in like 10 minutes in real life, but hopefully you'll listen to us while you're taking a peek at Guardians and Tigers. And then very important for you to know in the FT fam, you're going to hang with us for a couple hours. Maybe you're sticking around for the Manny Ramirez conversation, or you're a Blue Jays fan and you want to hear from Tyler Heineman, or you love Ken Rosenthal. But we will have a post-game show today after the Cubs and the Padres. For that show, we will address what happened in Tigers Guardians. But first, we will start with our instant analysis right after that game ends on how the Padres and Cubs finished up their game one. We will be live on the FT YouTube channel. If you miss it, you can go back to it later, or you can listen to the podcast, which we'll post soon after that. Yankees, Red Sox will have monster territory and pinstripe territory with post-game shows. Dodgers territory is going to have a post-game show after Dodgers Reds. So if you would like a recap on any of the 4 games today, you have an option on the FT network. That's cool.
Are we allowed to root for teams?
Yeah. Not you.
Why not me?
Because you have a game coming up.
So?
Yeah.
I mean, you do.
I'm allowed to root for the Padres?
Oh, yeah, you can root for the Padres. Yeah. Why? Because you love the Cubs so much?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Brackets. Let's do it. Just quick hitter, though, because I got a lot to get to today. So, Kratz, give me your breakdown of what you think is going to happen over the next few weeks.
I think the Phillies are going to win the World Series. I think the Mariners are going to make it to the World Series. And I think that's rage baiting when you choose a team to cheer against, not a team to cheer for.
Explain anything else here. You got like 30 seconds. So you've got the Tigers and Mariners, the Yankees and the Blue Jays.
I think the series between the Red Sox and Yankees is going to be the billing that it like everybody thinks it's going to be. I think it's going to be a great series. The Dodgers series is sorry, Reds, nice job. And I think the Cubs and Padres series is going to be knock them out, drag them. It's going to be, I think it's going to be awesome to watch for sure.
Okay, there you go.
This is the most homerish bracket I've ever seen in my life. I mean, Brewers, Phillies, and the NLCS. I mean, come on, bro.
Sorry.
Oh, Phillies win because I'm a Phillies fan.
If the White Sox
sorry,
were
all
in
the
the
teams I
playoffs, what
played
would you
for
do?
are in the playoffs.
True. What would you do if the White Sox were in the playoffs?
I wouldn't pick them if they weren't going to win.
Okay.
I mean, I did the White Sox Astros in 21, and everyone said I hated the White Sox.
Why did you think the...
Because they said that I was openly rooting against the White Sox.
Oh, how dare you not say that they're perfect.
Yeah.
How dare you. All right, so what's your bracket breakdown?
I went anti-Kratz, actually. I just picked every team that Kratz, didn't play for that made it all the way to the postseason. So I went Dodgers beat the Phillies.
Rematch.
No, I had Mariners. Dang it. I had Dodgers-Mariners. Ah, shoot. Anyways, I want the Mariners, not the Yankees. No, I did not have that. I did not have that.
All right, so just verbally explain it real quick.
So I had Dodgers, NL. Dodgers beat the Reds. Dodgers beat the Phillies. Padres beat the Cubs. Brewers beat the Padres. Dodgers beat the Brewers. Go to the World Series. Detroit beats the Guardians. What's the other series?
Blue Jays.
Yankees beat the Red Sox. Yankees beat the Blue Jays. Mariners beat the Tigers. Mariners beat the Yankees in the longest travel of all time in LCS history. And at the end of the day, the Dodgers beat the Mariners.
Dodgers, Mariners. Nice. Okay. I like it. I can see it. I'll go last. I guess I like Kratz. I have the Tigers and the Mariners meeting up. I have the Mariners taking down the Blue Jays. Little pitching edge there. Dodgers beating the Reds. Phillies beating the Dodgers with a pitching edge there in my mind. Padres and Brewers matching up. Padres, quote, upsetting them. Padres and Phillies rematch from a series you did, right? Didn't you do that series? Or no? But that was
23.
That was when the Padres, you were that year, right?
Yeah, I had Padres-Dodgers.
Padres-Dodgers.
2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago. And then it was, I think it might have been 3 years ago. I don't know. Whatever.
22. Yes.
22. Padres, Phillies. Phillies take them down. Phillies and Mariners. Phillies, quote, last dance with this group intact in my mind. And they win it.
Okay. You know what I did? I did the two teams I almost played for have made it to the World Series because I almost played for the Mariners and I almost played for the Dodgers. I thought I'd sign with the Dodgers one year.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I was getting traded to the Mariners, but somehow they both got nixed at the last second. So that's why I went with those two.
Mariners story is hilarious, but we don't have time for it now. Yes, Kratz?
This is a Kratz postseason. Only 2 teams I did not play for that are in the postseason. So I had a tough choice not to choose somebody I didn't play for. What?
Right. Hard not to be a homer in this series when you've played for most of the
He went
teams.
full homer.
Phillies and Brewers.
Yes.
And a little
Full.
Yankee action.
Yes. Full homer.
And Blue Jays. I mean, there's just so many teams. Anyway.
There's so many.
Let's charge.
Charging the mound.
Postseason X-factors. What is an X-factor? Don't worry about it. Just name the postseason X-factor players, and then we'll decide if they are legit X-factors. Let's throw names like back and forth. So you start with one name that you think's a big X-factor in October.
Javi Baez.
Why?
Because do they get the good Javi Baez or do they get the bad Javi Baez in the second half? Where does he play? Does he play center? Does he play short? Does he bounce around? Will he stay in the strike zone? Can he do things to help them? I think Javi Baez is a big thing if the Detroit Tigers want to go deep into the postseason.
Shortstop, 9 spot in game 1.
There you go. But
Okay.
he's got to hit, and he's got to have – forget hitting. He's just got to have good at-bats, productive at-bats when he needs to.
Yeah.
And
First couple
his
months
defense
were
will be
good.
fine.
Man, he fell off in the last 4 months.
Second half, he was ugh.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good name to start. I like that name. Kratz?
Tarek Skubal.
No.
Not an X-factor.
Are you messing with us?
We had the same conversation last year.
He's
is
not an
Tarek
X-factor.
Skubal?
He's the best pitcher in the game. He's not an X-factor. He is the factor.
X-factor has to be somebody who, if they don't play well, their team doesn't win.
No, it's the other way. You need somebody that will play well in order to help the team win.
Okay.
Because everyone expects Tarek Skubal to do something. It has to be somebody that no one is expecting. Those are the X factors. Like last year, who was the X factor for the Dodgers? Kike Hernandez had big hits for the Dodgers.
Tommy Edman.
Tommy Edman was an X factor for him because you count on Shohei and
I
Freddie.
picked Giancarlo Stanton last year, and you guys roasted me for that.
Because he's playoff Giancarlo. They expect him to do well.
No, I think that was a much better pick than Skubal.
True,
Skubal's
also a great point.
a
Yes.
top 3 pitcher in the sport.
Yes.
I went to ChatGPT on this one and said, is Skubal qualifying as a legit X factor?
No.
Or does it need to be a more unexpected name? They said, if you mean the guy who can swing the whole postseason, then yes. If you mean unexpected breakout, then no.
Well, to me, it's an unexpected breakout.
Unexpected breakout, then my Tigers X factor is going
you
to
can
be
pick any team.
No. I still think it's the Tigers because I think they can make more of a run at the Mariners than I think the Guardians can. So that's why I was going Tigers. Parker Meadows. Parker Meadows
See, that's the X factor.
Mm-hmm.
plays a premium position, but he may not play that premium position. He may not. Javi may play center field, depending on who's on the mound. The Mariners, and obviously I'm putting cart before the horse here. They have to beat the Guardians, but when they play the Mariners, he's going to be out there. They're not throwing a lefty out. They're not throwing a lefty starter, so he's going to get a ton of burn in center field. And what kind of at-bats does he put up? And he's got a chance someday to win gold in center.
The term X factor gets thrown around in sports all the time, but it isn't always used consistently. It's a player whose performance could
He's 0 for 1.
disproportionately swing the outcome of a playoff series or a season, usually because they have the talent to change games, but also some uncertainty. And they're basically saying that both of your answers apply, but generally in sports, it's used as more of a name that you didn't expect, more of a mid-tier name to break out and be the difference maker.
Yes.
But that's not what the definition is. But that's how sports has accepted it.
Okay. Then I'll take
Another
my
name?
Scuba back, and I'll give you Parker Meadows.
He's 0 for 1.
We'll take it. Okay. Give me
By the way,
someone
the
that's
Tigers
not...
made, I know we're not supposed to talk about 2 pitches, 2 outs. By the way.
Someone
They're
that's
really
not on the Tigers.
They're really being patient up there at the plate.
Mm. Can we make this series about another team? Who else do you have? Give me an X factor.
Who's yours?
I have to go.
Well, yeah, duh.
Tyler Heineman.
Who's that?
He's joining us in 2 minutes.
I know.
I think that he's an X factor. I think the Blue Jays need to show up with some pop. The catcher position's been a strength for them with Tyler and with Alejandro Kirk.
Okay.
That's a good X factor, right?
Yeah, no. That's easy. Yes, agreed.
And
That's
the
bad.
Blue
The
Jays.
question is, will he get some at-bats for Kirk?
Let me put
You
this out
pander.
there. The Blue Jays tried for Ohtani. I don't care. They tried for Soto. They tried for Rocky. They didn't get any of them. They did their own offseason this year where they got Santander. That's been a bust for the year. Scherzer was out for a good chunk of the year. Jeff Hoffman was good, not great. A lot of homers given up, right? A lot of their moves that they made, Jimenez hasn't hit this year, were not great. What they did do exceptionally well is the depth at the margins. Barger, Heineman, Ernie Clement, Lucas, those kind of guys are better than a lot of other teams, 18, 19, 20th men. Who was the other one you said? Lauer, great example. That they've done exceptionally well. Will we see those guys continue to thrive? So,
Do we get one more?
Yes, one more.
Nationally, you guys can get on me for this, but I'm going to go for it anyways. PCA.
That's a star name, though. How is Scooble not allowed, but PCA
I'll accept
is?
it, AJ. I'll accept it. That's a great
Because
one.
much like Javi Baez, if you sense a theme here, PCA's second half was much like Javi Baez's second half. And they need Javi, and they need PCA, and especially in these shorter series, if they're going to win, to do something. Because we don't know we don't know what we're getting out of Kyle Tucker if you're the Cubs. So PCA really has to step it up.
Mm-hmm. And even if he doesn't hit, he does a lot of other things well. If he gets on base, he's obviously a
Spencer
havoc guy.
Torkelson is my X factor.
Ha. All right, Kratz, you're going to do this the whole show. Kratz, one more name, and then we got to get to Tyler. Quick.
Brandon Marsh with the Phillies.
Homer.
Exact opposite. He's had an unbelievable since like May 15th or whatever. They will platoon, but maybe not the way that everybody thinks. And he needs to stay hot. He needs to continue to stay hot. And I always feel like guys in the 6th to 8th spot in the lineup are key because you're pitching around everybody else in the lineup. And then you get to that spot, and those are the guys that can swing a series.
Well done. If you think we're off on our X Factor definition, let us know if you're checking this out in the comments and give us your X Factor. Coming up next, my X Factor, Tyler Heineman of the Blue Jays. AJ, let's talk steaks. Omaha Steaks, to be precise. Big discounts we'll tell you about coming up in just a sec on the website, but also every steak is perfectly aged to maximize tenderness and hand-cut by master butchers in America's heartland. It's been around since 1917. They know what they're doing.
Absolutely, they know what they're doing. They come prepackaged, perfect sizes, portion size. You can get any kind of cut you want, any kind of meat you want, and it all comes out delicious. You can freeze it. You can thaw it right away. There's hamburgers, there's steaks, there's chicken, there's pork chops. There's everything you could ever want, and it comes out delicious every time.
Save big with Omaha Steaks. Visit omahasteaks.com for 50% off site-wide and an extra 20% off select favorites during their early Black Friday sale. And for an extra $35 off, use promo code FOUL at checkout. Terms apply. See site for details. That's 50% off at omahasteaks.com. Promo code FOUL at checkout. Terms apply. See site for details. I made a nice little order on omahasteaks.com last night. I got the premium cut filet mignons, and I heard the jumbo shrimp's really good. So I went with the jumbo shrimp included in my package. I'll let you know how it goes. Code FOUL works. When you get to the checkout area, you'll have to put in the bonus code, press that, and then it'll open up. Anyway, a minute to go until Tyler Heineman joins us. We know a lot of Blue Jays fans watch this show. If you have a question for him, let us know in the chat. We'll keep an eye on it. We'll ask him. And also, yes, we're not going to talk much about the Tigers and Guardians because it's going on right now for the next couple of days, but we have plenty of other topics to get to, previewing other games, guests joining us these next couple of days. So thanks to the chat buzzing right now for being with us. And Guardians fans went after us yesterday with our Tigers Guardians preview. To summarize a few of the notes that we got, Gavin Williams equals Tarek Skubal. from some of the Cleveland people. I like Gavin Williams, but shut up.
What the Guardians have done against Erik Skubal is just waited him out. Gavin Williams has pitched really well, and he's only given up 1 or 2 runs, kept him in the game, and then they've either the first game 2 starts ago they got him out and it was 1-1, and then the last start they got him out by basically duck farting him to death, high choppering him to death. So no one ever said Gavin Williams is as good as Erik Skubal went full hiking the ball over the guy's head for no reason, but. Yeah, I mean, no one ever said Gavin Williams and Erik Skubal are even close to the same pitchers. Gavin Williams has been good, but Erik Skubal is one of the best.
Cleveland fans think they're the same. I kid you not. I'll show you some comments later. It was disturbing. Blue Jays catcher Tyler Heineman is here joining us right now on FT. Tyler, thank you so much for the time and happy bye few days for you. How is it? What's life like right now while teams have to fight for their lives and you guys are getting ready for the next round?
Thanks for having me. But I think it's just great, honestly. As the season kind of gets going and finishes up, you got a lot of guys that are playing through some injuries or grinding through a few things. And also, you can set the rotation kind of exactly how you want it to be. So I think it's a big few days off, and it'll be really nice for us to kind of come in fresh.
Tyler, aren't you bored, though? Aren't you bored? You're just sitting around doing nothing while all these other teams are just dying and every pitch. Aren't you bored just sitting there going, man, I'm in the cage right now hanging out while they're trying to hit Erik Skubal and they're trying to hit Blake Snell and they're trying to hit Max Fried?
No, we can kind of game plan for what we need to do for facing the Yankees or Boston. So I think given a few days, especially because we clinched on the last day, we went out and partied a little bit and had a little bit of fun on Sunday night. So I think it's we're just recovering right now.
What does that partying look like? We asked Joe Carter. The partying in Toronto wasn't as good as when they won the World Series on the road. So did you guys go out? Did you guys stay in the clubhouse? Did you go into the cage and hit some beer homers?
No, so we obviously had our champagne shower and did all that, and then took the team photo on the field. And it's been a while since the Blue Jays won the division in, I think it was 2015. So, hey, there's me right doing that. Yeah. Oh, unbelievable. So we had a couple guys that rented out a club for us, and we just kind of partied together. It was pretty much closed, and all of us just were together and celebrated together. So it was awesome.
Can we show that? Can we show that again? What I haven't been to Toronto in a couple of years, but what is the smart serve Toronto? What are those rules? Do you even know what rules you were breaking? Tyler Heineman is breaking
so many smart serve. I do not know that, but I did know that I got told afterwards that, hey, you should probably not do that just because you don't know their ages. And I was like, well, I was only pouring champagne into the mouths of people with beards or women that I knew were over 30 years old. So, but I understood and I apologized. Say sorry afterwards. You'll be all right.
But in that moment, what is that like for you? Just your reaction to not just making the playoffs, but also winning the American League East. When we saw what George Springer said or mouthed after they made that bad call, might as well give the division to the Yankees. Like that, to me, that was telling that you guys were worried about the team in front of you. And then when you go ahead and do it and you say, screw it, we're going to beat this team and we're going to take the East. What did that feel like for you as, in the role that you're in and the career that you've had?
Yeah, I mean, well, it's awesome for me. I've obviously never been in a race like this in my entire career. I was on the playoff roster in 23 when we lost in 2 games to Minnesota, but being up the entire year and having a full year, with this team and being able to, you know, be with this team and kind of go through all the ups and downs. Yeah, the ending was kind of really close, and we had a lot of things that we just probably blamed on issues that were not necessarily needed to be blamed on. It was just we were not clicking on all cylinders, and for us to come back on top and do a really good job on the last day and score a bunch of runs was really awesome going into a big division series on Saturday.
Tyler, how do you prepare for the division series? You don't know who you're going to face, but do you start doing scouting reports on both teams? I know they're in your division and you played them a bunch of times during the year, but do you guys start looking and say, all right, maybe we're leaning this way, or do you wait to see who wins game one, or how does that work? Because with this quick format and this quick turnaround, yes, I know you have to get yourself prepared, but how do you start, especially as a catcher, with the scouting report stuff?
Yeah, so I honestly have no idea because this is the first time that I'm ever going to deal with this. So I personally, as a catcher, I'm going to, and as you would know, you and Kratzy, I think I'm just going to watch the games and kind of game plan a little bit while I'm watching the games and take mental notes, along with doing some deeper digging, in the video room. But this is kind of the first time I'm dealing with this, and I think it's the first time that the Blue Jays kind of had to deal with this in a long time. So just having all this time off, I don't know what we're going to do, but I know that there's going to be a lot of stuff that we need to do in order to be ready for Saturday.
Maybe go fishing. Maybe take yourself away from baseball. You don't got to watch 4 games all day. Watch that game at night. But before you watch that game at night, you've played against these teams. Can you break down these 2 teams for us? We're going into the playoffs. We're off the field. We're just watching. You've played against them. Can you break down this matchup, this AL East matchup that they got going on here?
Yeah, I mean, so it's great, honestly. They're both unbelievable teams, and I think that they're doing a fantastic job. It's going to be a really fun series to watch. You got Crochet and Freed tonight. Both nasty, both had fantastic years. And, you got a Yankees lineup that's been hot. They've won, I think, 8 straight, maybe 9. I don't know. Judge has been really hot. You got Bellinger had a fantastic year. Grisham had a fantastic year. So I'm missing a bunch of guys. And then obviously on the Red Sox side, you have Romy Gonzalez did a lot of really good stuff when they traded Devers away. And Story had an unbelievable year coming back from being hurt last year. And, the pitching staff did well. Narvaez had a great year. So it's going to be a really good matchup and, one that we're going to follow closely. And it's kind of crazy how the division ended up being these 2 guys fighting for a wild card. And then the winner is going to play us as well. So 3 AL East teams on one side of the bracket. So it's going to be pretty crazy, but, definitely an exciting series.
It's AL East versus the world, right? That's in that one side of the bracket. It's the AL East side, and then the rest of the world is on the other side. So that's okay. You guys are used to being in the AL East. By the way, you mentioned these guys scored how many? You guys scored like 20 runs on Sunday to win the whole thing. Does that jacket stink?
13.
How does that jacket fit everybody? That's the other thing, because you have guys that are all different sizes, and it looks like it fits everyone perfect. So does it smell from everyone coming in all sweaty? Do you have to go get it dry cleaned? I mean, how does that thing work?
I think Tito's the one that's in charge of that, but I honestly don't know how it gets dry cleaned. I know that it fits the biggest guy, so Vlad and Springer are pretty big guys. It fits them, and so everybody else, it will just fit by default. But it's a cool thing, and we scored. I think Kirky had 2 homers, and Springer had a homer as well, and Barger. So that got good use on Sunday.
Do you and Kirky talk all the time? Because I know, like, when you have 2 catchers, you're always talking, you're always in communication. And does Schneid's do a good job of saying, like, who's going to play when and ahead of time? Because that was always, like, one of my biggest things, is I always wanted to know when I was going to play. So does Snyder come to you, or does he send a text message? Because, like, Joey Cora used to give me the week. He'd be like, these are the possible pitchers. These are the days you're going to play. These are the days whoever my other guy was going to play. Is Schneider good about that in the playoffs? Are you just kind of like, Kirky, you got this as long as it goes. I'm just going to take a seat here and enjoy my little mini vacation. But you got to be ready.
Yeah, so Schneitz does a really good job. This staff does a really good job. My role as the backup, I got to be ready to go whenever they need me, and they kind of map out each series how they think everything should go and is going to go with our pitching matchups, their pitching matchups, how much Kirky's worked that week and how much he's worked the previous week. So they do a really good job with that, and it really helps me kind of tailor what I need to do to be ready, right? When I kind of fit my workouts in, when I fit going off traject or doing any of that stuff, getting some live at bats. And as far as playoffs go, this is Kirky's show. I mean, he's earned it. He's a stud. I hope he wins the Gold Glove. And for me, he's our guy, and I'm just going to be there if they need a pinch runner late or if they want anything from me. That's my role, and that's what I got to be ready for, just like I was during the rest of the full year.
From somebody that sat all postseason and had to watch the starter catch, the worst part is watching the game, and then when they tell you, hey, we might pinch run for Kirk here, that's when all of a sudden all your nerves go away. That's when all of a sudden you're like, I know exactly what I need to do. So you'll be fine. Unless you have to catch Trey Savage. We've only seen a couple starts from him. But when I watch him pitch, I'm sitting there going, how is this guy not going to be their third starter? How's this guy not going to be their closer? Wherever it is in your rotation bullpen, however he's used, can you tell us what this dude's bringing? Because from my vantage point, there's very few dudes that throw like this from that angle, and that action on the splitter heater combination looks ridiculous.
Yeah, so it's super unique. It's coming from a 7-2 release, so it's super high up there. Kind of nobody has that at that high of a release. I think closest one is Verlander. And the splitter just has it just goes straight down, so you don't really know. I haven't been in the box, so thank goodness, because I think I would kind of not know what to game plan for. But it almost looks like the splitter has to start, or the ball has to start kind of at your eyes in order for it to be in the strike zone, and then the splitter starts at your eyes and ends up in the dirt. It's a lot to deal with, and a lot of problems for the hitter. And then you got a slider that kind of just goes straight down as well, kind of bowling ball straight down. He's really good, and I'm excited to see what he has in store.
Tyler, Blue Jays fans love him, right? And the other name that pops up all the time on our comments for our videos about the Blue Jays, Dave Popkins, hitting coach. What have you seen that he does that's working so well for Toronto this year to be towards the top in terms of runs scored and contact and some great stats heading into the postseason? I mean, this is a guy that was somehow let go by the Minnesota Twins, and it seems like, forget some of the stars, like a lot of the guys that we mentioned, Lucas and Barger and Clement, etc., have had nice years. Have you seen the hitting coach and the philosophy that he's bringing to the table make a difference?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, him, Lou, and Hunter Mentz do a fantastic job, and I think that they tailor the approach to the specific player and not a kind of an all-encompassing approach or a cookie cutter approach that you would see a lot of people do. And for myself, I can only really speak for myself. They've done a fantastic job just letting me be who I am and not trying to have me be more than what I am. I'm a contact oriented guy that doesn't really strike out and puts together tough at bats. And I'm not really going to hit the ball out of the yard too often, and kind of embracing who you are. And if every single guy, all 13 guys, kind of embrace who they are, you make the offense fire on all cylinders. And then you got the stars like George, who had an unbelievable year, and Vladdy and Bo, drive in those runs. And at the end of the season, you're looking up and we're scoring 4 or 5 runs a game and in a great spot. So what Popkins has done, what Lou has done, and what Hunter have done, just for us, has been invaluable. And I honestly don't know how he got let go, and maybe it was just kind of a scapegoat kind of thing. But we're very lucky to have him.
All right, on the subject of coaches, I have to ask this because I do know a lot of your coaches. So I know Pete Walker's a pitching coach, Snides is the manager. The Cookie Monster with the terrible gray beard, Carlos Febles, is your third base coach. I've known since Gulf Coast League. Don Mattingly's your bench coach. He's a legend. But the one guy I want to know, does he do anything, DeMarlo Hale? Does he do anything? Because I've known DeMarlo for like 35 years, and I've never seen him. He stands really nice on a fungo. And every time they show him in the dugout, he's just like this, just. Does he actually do anything? And you can tell him I asked this question too when you see him.
Me too.
Oh, I
Me
will.
too.
I will for sure. DeMarlo is a beaut. He's one of the best of all time. He does all the running game stuff. So he gives Kirky and I the signs on whether we're picking, slide stepping, pitching out, doing all that. And he's just the associate manager. If Schneid's gets tossed, he comes in and he does it. He actually took the ball from me in one of the worst innings of all time I've ever seen, and I ended up being the one pitching 13 hits in an inning and a third. So, wow! But he came out, took the ball from me, so that was kind of crappy. But he does a lot. He bridges the gap between the coaches and the players, and he's an invaluable part to our success. And I have nothing but respect for him, and he's one of the best kind of coaches I've ever had.
All right, last one. I had two, but I'm only going to use one. Are you so glad you're much closer to Scott's big league home run? Scott, your brother, for anybody who doesn't know, has 5 big league homers, and you have how many?
4.
Yeah. Are you so glad that you got closer now and you have a shot at him next year?
Yeah, I mean that's awesome. The fact that my brother and I both played in the big leagues is a feat in of itself, and I got to play against him during the COVID shortened season, and it was awesome. I have a great relationship with him, and he's given me crap and talked a lot about, oh wow, you're only 1 homer behind me. We'll see. It took me like 4 years in order to get a homer. I think from 2019 to 2025, in between homers, and something like 300 at bats. So you never know. It could be a long wait, but I'm gonna try my best. That's for sure.
Love it.
Hey, Tyler, thank you so much for the time, dude. We appreciate it. What are you laughing about?
I'm laughing at you.
Why me? I thought Kratz had one more question.
Tyler's hair today reminds me of your hair.
What's the other question? You wanted to ask me about Tommy Pham and that whole situation? Is that what
whoa.
No, that's not what I was going to ask.
What's going to happen with you and Tommy Pham? I don't even know. I really don't even know what you're talking about.
No, I wanted to ask.
Call him out, Tyler.
I wanted to ask who was the better trainer.
I'll let you have one more. I'll let you have one more question. Ask the question you want to ask.
Okay. Did you have him? Did you have Tommy Pham in that fight? Is that what? I wasn't even going to ask that, but you brought it up.
Absolutely, 120% no. I would not have taken Tommy Pham. I know not to mess with Tommy Pham. Are you kidding me? I was caught. I was caught in the cross. Oh, go ahead and watch it.
Can I get it back?
Go ahead and watch it.
You don't remember? It was like 2 months ago. Walk and yeah.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Yeah, you as a catcher and Kratzy as a catcher, you guys know that sometimes you as an umpire, hey, where is that pitch? Because you're set up on the other side of the plate. You want to know if they have a good look at it. And I simply asked, this happens 2, 3, 4 times a game. Maybe, depending on who the umpire is, could happen 5, 6 times a game. And you just straight up ask. I asked him, hey, did you have that down or did you have that off? And, Mark Rippinger, great umpire, simply was like, I had that a little off. Okay, sounds good. No problem. And then, he walks on a pitch that wasn't even close, and he says some words to me, and I was very confused. And then he was coming at me, and then I almost had to get new sliders. So, I know we're on TV right now, so yeah, I almost had to get new sliders. I want nothing to do with that man. In a fight.
You should have fired back at him. You should have been like, what? I wasn't talking to you. You had your mask on, right?
No, you took it off. You see, I wasn't. I literally said on the you can see him, you can mouth my words. I think John Boy did a nice thing. It says, I wasn't talking to you. I wasn't talking to you, which is true. But it was more of like not me being mad at him. I was just like, I wasn't talking to you. Please don't hurt me.
Wow, that's amazing.
Wait.
Sorry, I forgot. I completely forgot, so I whiffed on that one, but that is awesome that you brought it up.
It was an off-season topic, but we got it done now, and now we're going to have to come up with something else in the off-season. Wait, sorry, one more at the buzzer here. Speaking of mouthing things, George Springer, Yankees, I thought it was super fun. Like, I'm sure you saw that or maybe heard it live, where it's like, oh, it just rigged for the Yanks. So I hope that comes back up again when maybe you guys meet up next round.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, he's just a competitor. I honestly don't. He meant nothing by that for sure. He's an ultra competitor when he plays, and he's an awesome teammate to have. So the fact that he was just pissed about that situation, and I think that, the situation and how he got called out on strikes after warranted, him being angry, and he was just trying to calm himself down, and that he's our MVP. He should finish in the top 5 in MVP voting this year, and it just shows how much fire he has on game. What was that? Maybe 158, and he's 35 years old. Maybe actually, I think he just turned 36. So it just shows you what an ultra competitor he is, and how unbelievably much he cares about winning and helping this team make the playoffs. So we got nothing but we just got nothing but love for him, and we got his back always.
I love it. He probably doesn't realize this, but that kind of stuff is good for the game. It is harmless, so I'm all for it, right? We need more of that. Our sports buzzing.
Falling, right?
Yeah, exactly. Tyler, good stuff, dude. Thank you so much for joining us. This was fun. Appreciate it. Good luck. We'll be watching, man. We're excited.
Yeah, you got it. I appreciate you having me.
Thank you. Tyler Heineman with us of the Blue Jays. They'll take on the winner of Red Sox, Yankees. That series, Red Sox, Yankees, starts tonight. Okay, AJ, our slab pack ripping continues. Now, you just ripped a card that I think you're actually going to keep.
I am. I'm going to keep it. It's a Ken Griffey Jr. rookie card. The old, isn't this the famous Upper Deck one, I believe it is? And yeah, heck yeah, I'm going to keep it because I'm going to get Griffey to sign it. I'm going to get him to send it to me, which you can do, and I'm going to get Griffey to sign it, and it's only going to make it worth more. So I am all in on this card. I'm keeping it, and it is one of the coolest cards with the highest turtleneck you've ever seen and the gold chain around his neck.
Graded 9, 1989 Upper Deck. You get the offer for $179. It's valued at around $199. And you're like, nah, I'm keeping it. But if you wanted to sell it back instantly, you can. It's the beauty of Arena Club. AJ's going to send in and get the physical card sent to him. And you could do the same. 20% off your first slab pack or card purchase can happen for you if you go to arenaclub.com/foul and use the code FOUL. Is regular season momentum a thing? According to David Morgan online, no. He said, with playoffs coming up, I looked at data since 2015 to see how just as important it is for a team to be playing their best baseball in the last stretch of the regular season, as I expected. Not that important. I think there's momentum in the playoffs, but I agree with this. I think there's just as many teams that are meh, and then they flip it.
Well, you also have to understand teams with big leads don't really play for a lot down the stretch. So, yeah, of course, it's hard to judge that because then all of a sudden they turn it on. So they might have been struggling down the stretch because, like, you look at like a team like the Dodgers or the Brewers or someone that knew they were in the playoffs for a long time. They're not. It's not the intensity all the way turned up. So can you flip the switch is the bigger thing. But there has been success in teams that are the wild card and they get in late and then they make a run. So I kind of disagree with that a little bit, just because of the wild card success.
Just like any other numbers. You manipulate it the way you want to see it. Like he had the last 30 games. What about the hottest team in the last week? What if how you get into the play? I think what AJ says is exactly spot on. How you get in matters about how you play once you're in. The Yankees playing the way they're playing, the Blue Jays playing the way they're playing down the stretch, they were playing meaningful games. They both wanted to win the American League East. So to me, I think that's different.
But now they sit for a bunch of days. Not that it means they're going to be worse.
Yankees don't?
No, the Blue Jays do, though.
Oh.
I don't
Doesn't
know.
mean
I get it. I get both sides. Thumbs up or thumbs down? Manager moves for you. This one is thumbs sideways. Bruce Bochy and the Rangers mutually agreeing that he's done managing Texas. That's it. He's been offered a front office role to remain with the team in an advisory capacity. He won the World Series with them his first year, and then the Rangers have missed the playoffs the last couple years. I mean, I'm going to say Skip Schumacher to the rescue. Clearly, he was going over there in anticipation.
This
right?
has been talked about for a while, though.
Bochy?
Yeah, this year.
Being the last year?
Yes.
Why?
Just because he's 7 years old, he already won there. I just think that this was something that people had thought about for a while, and
now
they brought in Skippy Schumacher. Listen, I even joked with Bochy about this last time I did a Rangers game.
What'd he say?
Well, he sits back in his chair and he's like, it's too soon to talk about that.
It's like the last week of the year.
This was like a month or so to go. But no, he didn't want to talk about it. But I think that this is something that had been rumored for a while. And now it happened. And now it's going to be interesting to see if it is Skip. Because Skip is there. He was there. Remember, kind of everyone said, he's their manager and waiting for Bochy. Now, does Bochy take the San Francisco job? That's what everyone keeps asking also. So it's going to be fascinating to see what old Boch does, or do you go home and go fishing?
I'm always curious about this too, Kratz, because they said mutual, but if Bochy ends up managing somewhere else like San Francisco, was it really mutual?
Or maybe his frustration in the last series. I mean, what did he say in the last series? He was like, I got to see a different level out here. Maybe he's like, why am I going to keep pushing something? Because he is 70, that if these guys aren't going to put the effort out, maybe I don't feel like I have a voice. That can be mutual. He can also still go to San Francisco. I know for a fact these teams are already doing interviews today. Not just the Rangers. Multiple teams are already doing these interviews. So this process is going to happen like that.
Which team will Erik Kratz manage next year?
I don't know.
The Christopher Dock Pioneers.
Yes. Good. We're keeping him. Rocco Baldelli out as Twins manager. It's all Rocco's fault.
Now, see, this one kind of surprises me.
That's why I'm being sarcastic.
This one kind of surprised. I don't know what Rocco could have done. They traded the whole team away. Literally the whole team away. How do you can't blame the manager for that.
The only thing he could have done
is what?
There's one thing he could have done. He could have walked Joe Polat into a room and said, sign the team over to me to rescue Minnesota.
This one just surprised me because I thought Rocco was a good fit there. Everyone seemed to like Rocco. I know talking to Rocco, he's always very positive. He's always very upbeat, no matter how bad the circumstances were. I mean, but this can't be just from this year. This has to be from last year when they kind of choked away the division. Not kind of, they did. And then now this year with losing the whole team, but maybe, Rocco and Derek Falvey, who's in charge of this, had differences in opinion on where they should go. That's what you see kind of a lot, is that there's differences in opinion.
I think last year the scapegoat was Thad Levine, and this year they go with Rocco. This is easy. I mean, to me, partially, this is ownership, right? They're not going to do much in the offseason. The Polads are trying to sell this. They're just waiting for the CBA to pass. But for publicity, he's completely lost because he thinks he's the best person to run the team. So he's telling people, we're going to get a new manager. That'll fix things. You have to do something, right? You can't do zero because they're not going to do much roster construction-wise. This team is in wait until we sell mode. So let's blame another person. Last year it was Thad, and this year it was Rocco. I mean, they're probably it's that short of blaming Manny Margot for going 0 for $1 billion in 2024 as a pinch hitter. But Erik Kratz, how much of this had to do with Rocco Baldelli, the Minnesota Twins, being crap? Thank you.
Zero. Good for Rocco. Good for Rocco that he's got an opportunity to go somewhere else. Never good that somebody gets fired. But this guy, in my opinion, I think he's a good manager. From players that I talked to, they absolutely loved playing for him. And I don't think he did anything wrong. Every trade deadline. Here's your new Sorry, we didn't get anybody. So it's easy for them to go, yeah, it's all your fault. we didn't give you anybody extra. So whatever you get us out of this team, that is a bonus. So to me, there's some openings, and I think he's going to be interviewing for a few of them.
Yep. He'll probably be managing a playoff team next year. And then lastly, real quick, Carlos Mendoza and Ali Marmol both are back, in case you were wondering.
Okay.
I think Marmol was more of the question mark just because Bloom takes over, but he's going to stick with Ali. So,
well, usually what you see happen is people take over, like Buster Posey. They give their guy 1 year, right? And then they see how we like him.
Mhm.
Ollie's been a Cardinal lifer, though, and Ollie's great. So
I have a lot of respect for him. I think
I have
he's
a
done a nice
ton of
job.
respect for Carlos Mendoza, too. I mean, he came on in the last week of the year when they were going through it.
No pitchers. I mean, he had to manage a minor league pitching staff.
And people that say question his move, he had Edwin Diaz in that must-win game in like the 5th inning on Sunday.
Wouldn't have mattered. They scored no
I know,
runs.
but they scored 0 runs. So people are like, oh, he didn't manage the pitching staff right away. Well, they scored 0.
0 runs. Ken Rosenthal, FT Senior Insider, next on FT.
When you think Fair Harbor, you should think soft. You should think buttery liner. But it's not just the bathing suits or the shorts. It's also sweatshirts like the one that I'm wearing right now, Kratz. It is stupid soft.
It's ridiculous that a shirt that can, 1, keep you warm, 2, be so soft, and 3, so lightweight, like the collar, everything. You don't even feel like you actually have a hoodie on, but you do.
It is a lightweight hoodie, and it feels incredible. So you should go get one yourself. Also, for bathing suits, for shorts, for whatever clothes that you're interested in where you want to basically feel like you're not wearing them, but you are, that's what Fair Harbor can bring to the table. So head to fairharborclothing.com/foul20 and use code FOUL20 for 20% off your order. That's Fair Harbor, HARBOR, clothing.com/foul20 for 20% off your order, and make sure you use that promo code FOUL20.
On one other note from after yesterday's show, Ben Cherrington coming back for a 7th season after 6 straight losing seasons. The rebuild continues in Pittsburgh. Noah Hiles put that out, and the comments were, whoa. And also, he put out a story about some players speaking anonymously about how the team's a joke and it feels so different to be in that org versus the rest of them. I actually see what they're saying. I do too.
But
I feel for Skeens.
Skeens, what about Connor Griffin, the minor league player of the year?
He doesn't even know what he's getting into yet.
Bubba Chandler.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. They have some pieces. Brian Reynolds is a nice player.
You sound like
they
Bob
have
Nutting.
Some pieces. Huh?
We have some pieces. Let's bring Ben back again. But, like, come on. You got 6 years. This is past your 5-year plan.
I know, but this is what GMs do. Oh, I fired the manager. He wasn't doing what I wanted, so I need 5 more years.
It was the manager. Got it. Got it, Kratz.
Well, Don Kelly did better.
It wasn't the manager. You can't fire the owner. Sorry. That's it. And they do have nice pieces. Connor Griffin, I get it. It's 1 year in the minor leagues, but if you have a franchise cornerstone, I think it is something you can build on. But the key word is building on it. Build on that pitching staff. Build on Connor Griffin. Build on Brian Reynolds before you lose Skeens. So basically, they have 2 years to get this thing done, and then Skeens is gone.
And I think that's how many years are left on Cherrington's deal, which they're not going to cut loose when he's making probably 5 a year.
Can we get financial details, please, of front office people?
I would love to.
No!
We're hitting the inside scoop with Ken Rosenthal. It's presented by Lids. There'll be a number on the bottom of the screen. We'd love you to check it out to get a little discount when you go to Lids again. Ken, good to see you. And let's kick things off with your 9 questions that will define the postseason after a hot mess of a regular season. I want to start with the Toronto Blue Jays because you also wrote a separate article to the side about how you've called them the Paper Tigers, and now you have shed the label. I'll let you kind of run with this because I know you've had a fun relationship with Blue Jays fans. Felt like you were just telling it like it is, and now you're giving them praise. So what do you think of this Blue Jays team heading into the postseason now and not having to deal with a wild card round too.
It's good for them. And they've lost 6 straight games in the wild card round, 3 different years, 2020, 22, and 23. And for them to survive that really bad week at the end of the season and to come through at the end, to get that bye, to get the AL East title, those are all really good signs. And the reason I called them Paper Tigers in 23 and 24 is because they were a team that did not play to their potential. It's as simple as that. They had a vastly talented group and they underperformed. This year's team is sort of the opposite of that. And not only did they get an amazing comeback of the year player performance from George Springer, they also got contributions from what Pat Murphy would describe in Milwaukee as average Joes. And I'm talking about Nathan Lucas and Miles Straw and Ernie Clement and Davis Schneider and all the guys who aren't stars on that team but make valuable contributions on an everyday basis. Addison Barger. I can go right down the line. Tyler Heineman. Name one after another. And that's why, for me, that's been a very interesting team to watch. And I'm sure for fans there, it's fulfilling to see everything come together in the way that it has. Now, does it guarantee they'll beat the Yankees or the Red Sox? Of course not. It's the playoffs. Things happen. But they are well positioned. They are a complete team. And their bullpen, aside from Jeff Hoffman, has come around. Now, Hoffman's had some struggles. His velo is down. That's going to be a concern. But I kind of like where they are right now. And, of course, that's why I wrote what I did, just in praise of them when they were deserving of praise for the year that they had.
Ken, just because they don't have to play the wild card round and they haven't won a game in those rounds, does that mean that their wild card round now goes to the division series? Because technically it's not like you just get to skip the round. It still means the same thing. So can they win this division series against the Yankees or the Red Sox, who are, we know how hot the Yankees have been, and the Red Sox are going to be throwing it all out there. So whoever wins that series, can the Blue Jays turn their fortunes around and beat the next team?
Well, AJ, the wild card round is unique, of course, because it's 2 of 3, and you can go out really quickly. And that, of course, is what happened to the Blue Jays. And they're in somewhat of the same situation as the Brewers. The Brewers have lost 5 straight opening series as well. One was a division series. I believe the others were wild cards. I'm not exactly sure. But yes, there is that thing hanging over them where they've got to get through that first round. And they'll have home field advantage. They've been a really good home team at Rogers Center, which has had an electric atmosphere, especially in recent weeks. So everything is there set up nicely for them. Whether it happens or not, the Yankees have played really well the last few weeks. The Red Sox, if they get past the Yankees with Crochet and Bayo, they could be a problem. So I don't rule anything out, but at the same time, the Jays should be well positioned.
Should we look away from the fact that they don't have a lot of homers, that they don't play what is considered winning playoff baseball? Is their style, the team they built, base running, defense, never strike out in today's baseball sense, is that can it lead to success in the playoffs and buck the trend that we've had for the last however many years?
Well, home runs certainly are good. We all know that. But the Jays do have the lowest strikeout rate in the majors. The Brewers are not far behind them, and they're a comparable type offense. These are offenses that put pressure on defenses by putting the ball in play. And I believe the Blue Jays had the highest batting average in the league, and we all discount batting average now. But what does batting average translate to? Base runners. They have base runners. It's pressure on the pitchers. It's just a different kind of way to go about it. Now, they have the ability to hit home runs as well. It's not their strength, obviously, but can they win a series? Can they go far in the playoffs with this style? I don't see why not.
Ken, I can tell who you're rooting for with your black shirt, so we won't tell anybody, but I know what that means. So we'll let people try to figure that out.
Lots of teams wear black.
I know though, Ken, we're simpatico, so I know what it means. It's okay.
You're not going to let anyone in on this? I have no idea what he's talking
about. Mind here.
But we had this argument earlier, and I'm throwing for you a curveball here. Besides the fact, who's your X factor in these playoffs? Because we had a whole conversation about who mine was, who Kratz's was, and Scott couldn't come up with one. So who's your X factor in these playoffs for a team to make a run to win the World Series?
Define X factor. What do you mean? The guy who would be the
a
key
player to winning, not. Kratz thinks Kratz is like Tarek Skubal. Yeah, no kidding, Kratz. Tarek Skubal pitches well, the Tigers do well. I'm talking under the radar guy that no one's talking about that has to show up big, because there's always this guy that shows up in the postseason that can stand out and say, boom, he carried them. Marco Scutaro, the 1 year for the Giants, right? I mean, that's an X factor.
Okay, I was going to say Jeff Hoffman, but we've already talked about him. He certainly would be an X factor.
Gosh, you love the Blue Jays now. They have black in their uniform.
Anthony Volpe would be one. Anthony Volpe, if he has a big postseason, he's done that before, and certainly coming off a poor regular season, it would be great for the Yankees if he did that. I'm trying to think of some others. How about Kike Hernandez? He always seems to be an X factor in the postseason. Those are two that kind of jump out to me. I'm not sitting here thinking of them all off the top of my head, but those two, Ryan O'Hearn in San Diego could be another one. Any number of guys, AJ, could be heroes in October. We know that.
Yeah, and mine was Tyler Heineman because he was our guest today on the show. I wasn't supposed to do an X Factor, and my guess is, I guess maybe AJ's talking about the 1919 Black Sox with the black shirt. I don't know. I'm lost.
Ken knows.
Okay, you guys have your inside jokes. I'm going to bring it back outside.
About Scott.
He doesn't know. I don't know. Sometimes you got to just let him cook and let everybody else be befuddled. Let's go to the Brewers. So this is the best record in baseball, right? And this is a team that's consistently made it to the postseason. I think sometimes we look at the best record in baseball and don't necessarily look at the state of the team right now. This is a good team, but Brandon Woodruff is out. And you wrote about some of this in the Athletic story, which I encourage people to check out. The one I want to pinpoint is Jacob Misiorowski. Remember how much we spoke about him, and yet he's a rookie, and he might not really factor into much of the postseason with the Brewers. I know he's going to play and pitch, but he really hasn't looked good the last couple months.
He hasn't. And Scott, I'm glad you made that point about them because they have been the best team in baseball. Their record reflects that. So do their rankings in ERA, runs per game, defense, any number of different scenarios. The problem I have, the concern I have, I should say, with the Brewers right now is that they're not the team they were necessarily in July when they had Woodruff, when Misiorowski was going well, when Tyler McGill was healthy. Trevor McGill, I'm sorry, was healthy, and everything seemed to be really going well. Now McGill's back, DL Hall's back. Their bullpen might be getting put back together in a really good way, but those are concerns still. McGill missed some time. Hall missed some time. And yes, they pitch Sunday, and yes, the hope is that they'll be back to form, but that is my concern. Really, they had one point, and I talked about this repeatedly, a depth of starting pitching that was kind of the envy of the sport. And now they're in a situation where Jose Quintana, coming off the IL, is going to have to be their Game 3 starter most likely. It's just not as stable a situation as they've been in. Now, that said, this is still a very good team. This is a team that knows how to win games. And this is a team that has figured out its pitching the entire season, going back to opening day when they had nobody, when everybody was hurt. So I'm not discounting them by any stretch of the imagination, and no one should discount them. I just wish, and you can say this for a number of teams, I just wish they were in a little bit better spot.
Ken, I just saw them on Saturday, and yes, McGill's back. They're not sure. I don't know if they're sure what they're going to get from him because I think when he threw his thing, and maybe his velo was down a little bit, so they're hoping it jumps back up with the rest. And DL Hall, they don't know what they're going to get, but Jose Quintana, they don't know what they're going to get. It's like just such a crazy story that they're where they are, and there are just so many question marks for this team, which scares you a little bit if you're a Brewers fan. But I want to say this, and I think you would agree with me to this. Brandon Woodruff being out is, to me, sucks more than any other player being out just after what he went through. And I talked to him on Saturday, and we had a great conversation. He's a great guy. But, man, I just have to say this, that him being out with the arm injury again, after all he did to come back from the shoulder injury, just breaks my heart. Like, we're not supposed to get personal. We're not supposed to. But when you see a guy, especially as a former player, go through what he went through, and now he can't pitch at the biggest stage, it literally just it pulls at your heartstrings for me.
Oh, I'm with you, AJ. And Brandon Woodruff, you're right, is one of the better guys in the game, and he had an incredible rehab, incredibly difficult rehab, and it took him a long time to get back. He was back, and he was pitching really at a high level again. But when it comes to injuries, and I had a whole section in this article today about injured players, Bo Bichette, we might not see him. Kyle Tucker, we're going to see him, but he's going to be maybe compromised. Will Smith, the same. There are so many injury situations that are worth discussing. I mean, my heart breaks for Zach Wheeler, too. This could have been a Cy Young year for him in a special season for the Phillies, and he's not going to be there. Trey Turner is coming off an injury. So all of these things are difficult for teams. Cade Horton with Chicago Cubs as well. But you're right with Woodruff in that his rehab was longer and more involved, and he's given his heart and soul to coming back. And for him not to be available here, I'm sure is crushing to him.
A team that probably nobody's going to talk about, and I'm probably going to get in trouble for even bringing them up, the Reds. Is there a scenario where the Reds can beat the Dodgers? I get it, anybody can beat anybody, but in what route do the Reds beat the Dodgers and stun everybody in this playoffs?
Starting pitching, and that is the route, and that is the way you can, in your head, think of the Reds pulling off an upset here. Now, listen, the Dodgers have tremendous starting pitching of their own. It's going to be Snell, Yamamoto, and Ohtani. It's ridiculous. They're all at peak form right now. But Hunter Green is at peak form right now. And in Game 2, they're going to go with Littell to start and then back him up with Lodolo, maybe get some lefties out of the lineup then, or vice versa, or whatever. And then in Game 3, they have another possibility with Andrew Abbott that is a Cy Young candidate. So that is the way that they can do this. Low-scoring games and just being really good with the starting pitching. Now, that said, in 2020, in the pandemic year when they had the 16-team playoff, the Reds were similar. That's when they had really good starting pitching with Bauer and some others as well, and they didn't score in the wild card round. That's my concern here, that their offense, which is inconsistent at best, is just not going to be good enough to take advantage of that starting pitching, assuming it's good. Other than that, I still think this is going to be competitive because of that pitching. And even the bullpen right now for the Reds is in a pretty good place.
Hey, Ken, do you agree with the decision by the Dodgers to wait until Game 3 for Shohei Ohtani? And then if there's no Game 3, he would pitch in Game 1, assuming they win. The reason I ask this is, what if they lose? What if they're losing in Game 2 and you're like, damn, I wish we had Shohei Ohtani pitching. He might have the best stuff on the entire team, at least top 2 or 3. So just curious if you think that they should have laid it out that way. I know Yamamoto's good. I know they spent money on Snell and he's really good and they've all been good lately. But can you imagine if they lose 2 games here and Ohtani didn't pitch?
Well, can you imagine if they lost 2 and Yamamoto didn't pitch? I guess you could imagine it without Snell, but
Yes.
They want Snell in Game 1 for whatever reason. Okay. The idea with Ohtani, and I understand it, is to give him a day off after the day he pitches. So he'll have that after Game 3. He would have that after Game 1 of the division series, the way that is laid out. There is a day off after Game 1 in the division series. That's what they're trying to do here. Remember, they're thinking about long-term always with Ohtani. And it's not just about this year. It's about preserving him. This guy's had 2 major elbow surgeries. They cannot take a chance and lose him. So they're just trying to give him the best opportunity to be at peak form. So I definitely understand it from that perspective. And if they go out 0-2 to the Cincinnati Reds, well, man, they should beat the Cincinnati Reds with Ohtani pitching Game 3. They should be able to handle this. Okay? Put it that way.
We wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for the fact that they got rid of Game 163. Yesterday, we could have had an epic day of baseball, in my opinion. What's your opinion on Game 163s? And do you know the genesis of why Major League Baseball said, we don't like these. They get in the way of our off days, and we can't push things back, and travel is tough.
I love Game 163. Who doesn't? But when they went to 12 teams, this was the price that the sport paid. And the reason is they don't want to push back the wild card round any further. That would push the division series back further, and then you're having an even longer layoff for the teams with the byes. I understand it, and actually it makes sense in my opinion, but at the same time, something is lost. And you go to 12 teams, you've got to have 12 teams, man. Oh, we got to have 12 teams, give more teams a chance, get the additional revenue. Okay, we all understand that, but yes, something pretty magical was lost. AJ, I believe you played the game 163 or 2, and it's incredible. It's a 1-game playoff for the division title or whatever the case might be. Yeah, it would be nice if we still had it.
Yep, I'm with you.
Today's the anniversary, Ken, of
what?
the 2008 game, I believe, the blackout game.
Mm.
So
And by the
maybe
way,
that's
we played
maybe
two
that's
extra
it.
games.
That's
we played
it.
2 extra games that year, believe it or not. So they had to back it up 2 days because we had to make up. So we played 3 games in 3 days that year. We had to beat the Tigers, the Royals, the Tigers, and then the Twins in 3 straight games. And one of them was a makeup game, and the other one was the game 163. And then the next year we beat the Indians / Guardians. So we beat 4 different teams in 4 days, technically.
Wow. I just want to know why. Yeah.
And that, Scott Braun, is why I'm wearing black in tribute to the Chicago White Sox of A.J. Pierzynski.
Words coming right out of my mouth, but into Ken's instead. Ken, you're literally saying exactly what I was going to say. All I want to know is this inside joke. Is it something we're not allowed to say on the air?
Yes, you're not allowed to talk about it.
Okay.
It's
Then
like Fight Club, Scott.
I can't wait for the text.
We all know who Ken's favorite team is.
The group text coming in hot. Right. It's not a baseball team. It's something else. But whatever that is, Ken, good luck to your team and enjoy the start of the postseason. We'll see you on Fair Territory on Thursday.
Scott, I want to make one thing clear. I don't have a team. People say I hate their team. People say I love this team or that. I don't care. I just care about good stories, entertaining games, and going about it that way. Okay? It's on the record. I don't have a team. Thank you.
Thank you. And FT is mostly the same way, broadcasters, etc. It happens all the time.
Wink,
and
wink, Ken.
You're doing a good job. You're doing a good job if both sides are saying you love and hate their team. That means you're covering them correctly. Ken, thank you. Enjoy all day baseball.
Thanks, guys.
That's FT Senior Insider Ken Rosenthal. That is the Inside Scoop presented by Lids. New sponsor alert. Text territory to 29017. You just type 29017 in your phone and text territory. What happens? 20% off your next headwear or apparel purchase at any U.S. Lids store. Or you can smack that QR code on the screen for more information as well. It's Lids, and we're going to break a Bowman Chrome box at the end of the show from Lids as well. Here's Fair Territory with Kenny Ballgame and Alana. Thursday, taking your questions about the postseason. Ken's hitting the road for Blue Jays and Yankees or Red Sox, right? We'll ask him about that later this week. He'll be in Toronto. So he's got his passport ready to go. And we'll be right back with breaking news. Another manager change in the sport just went down.
Feeling all kinds of big things right now, big conflicting feelings, about what you have, this team, this season, this opportunity, your career and all that. And managing that too, I'm thinking of Rizzo and the glass case of emotion. What are you feeling?
Oh, man, yeah. So I'm a sucker for this sort of thing, like it's cool. Like, man, like you think about a career, think about what how ridiculous, man. This is cool because it's cool for so many different reasons. It's cool because you never know when the opportunity presents itself. I waited my first 8 years to get the chance of a postseason. Didn't really get to be a part of it. I mean, on the field, I only threw one out. You never know when the opportunity is going to come again. To do it with the Cubs, to do it with this group, it will never be like this again. I mean, we come back here, the personnel will not be the same. It's a special group. It's a good group of guys, and it's unique to this moment, and that's it. To get to think that I would have got this opportunity knowing everything about, like, grandfather growing up here, being a Cub, it's cool. And, yeah, I mean, it's cool stuff. He would be extremely happy. Man, you owe me one for making me cry up here now. It's like, I felt like I was a bull in a china shop up until this. So, You got me going on that, but that's the cool stuff. My grandfather grew up in Chicago. He grew up a Cubs fan. I think 2016 was one of the happiest days of his life. I get to be a Cub now. It's pretty cool.
Breaking news, Ron Washington was hoping to get back to good health and return to the Angels. He will not have that opportunity, and neither will Ray Montgomery, who was the interim manager. Neither of them returning to the Angels for 2026. Sam Blum doing a great job always reporting on the Angels. No confirmed info yet on Perry Minasian, who is the GM of the team for now, but the Angels will definitely have a new manager next year.
I mean, I don't think it's a surprise. Remember, Ron Washington had the health problems he had the heart problems, I believe it was.
Yeah, I mean, Montgomery was taking over for a bit.
Montgomery took over, so he was kind of the interim guy. This is not a surprise. I mean, Wash's contract was up, I believe. So I think that this was not a surprise. Now the only question is Perry Minasian coming back as the GM and president of baseball ops. So we'll see, but I mean, you never know with Anaheim. Who knows? Who knows with Anaheim and the Angels what they're going to do?
We have some hot mess teams.
What
from the top.
I hear they should bring back Phil Nevin.
I thought he did a nice job, given the personnel. Kratz, no surprise here, right? That the Angels will continue to rotate the manager carousel. They should bring back Joe Madden, too. Why not? I thought Joe's...
Mike Scioscia.
Yep, Mike Scioscia. All good managers, but apparently not in Anaheim. They do not please Artie Moreno.
What is to me, if you're a manager and you're like, let's say it's Skip Schumacher, and he's got experience, he's brought in. My question, and I don't know if the prospective managers ever get to ask a question, but he's in a spot where he's like, oh, I got experience. I don't have to have this job. What is the expectation that you have of me as your manager? Do you expect me to win with the teams that you, not Perry Minasian, put together? Is your expectation that I am supposed to be build a playoff team with what you are giving me? Because if that's the expectation, I need more than a 2-year deal. He keeps giving out 2-year deals. I need more than that. I need more of a runway. Now, if it's somebody like we had Gogo on the other day, if it's Ryan Goins and he's like, I got to have a managerial job, like I got to get my foot wet somehow, then you know what? You don't really have a choice.
Okay, but I'm going to present the other side here.
Bob Melvin. Somebody in the chat said it. Bob Melvin. He hasn't managed in Anaheim yet.
Sure.
He's got to check off every California and West Coast team.
That's true. He's going to make the tour. But playing off his point, he said, if you're Ryan Goins, you don't have a ton of leverage. You're trying to get into a manager position.
That's why people take these jobs.
Yeah, but Wash didn't have leverage either because he hadn't gotten a job in forever. Exactly. And so he's like, yeah, I'll do what I got to do. I'll take a short-term deal just to join the party here and see if I can catch a little bit of fire. But it's a rough organization to manage. It is.
Yeah, but people want that. You got look at Terry Francona, right? He went to Philly, who didn't do very well. Okay, but they saw enough to hire him in Boston. Right? So a lot of times, if you look at a lot of managers, their first job doesn't work out tremendously. Now, there are times that it does, but more than likely, the first time for a lot of guys doesn't work out great. Tony La Russa, White Sox, fired. Right? Unceremoniously let go by the Hawkeroo. I mean, there's a lot of guys you can look at that didn't work out tremendously, and it's the second time where they win that World Series and they make that move.
But who has worked out for the Angels?
Voter. Mike Scioscia.
Yeah, for the Guardians, but the Guardians are run pretty well. And just to be clear, I'm going directly to the top of the food chain here. This has been an issue for a long time for the Angels. Yeah. Okay? And I think there are some nice pieces. There are some promising pieces. But there are a few organizations that run very differently from everyone else. And this is one of those organizations, right? The Pirates are in this list. The Rockies are in this list. Do we see a trend? Yes. It's just not a thing for them for a long period of time. It sucks. Hopefully someone else comes in and can help continue to, bring something different and hopefully turn the tide. but some of it has to do with personnel, and a lot of it has to do with how an organization is run. They cut corners whenever they can. It would be like if you have a grandfather who's a little cray and he gets to wake up and run a team. I'm sorry, that is how it is. If you talk to people within the organization, it's been like that for a long time. It has.
But they'll hire somebody because there's only 30 of these jobs and people want the job.
Beautiful setting, nice ballpark, nice young players.
Shanwell, Christian Moore, Neto.
Yeah.
Ohabi.
I'm knocking one person here. I'm sorry. Okay. That's the one constant for a long period of time. Most of the rest of the Angels organization has a lot of promise to it, but there's a reason why this isn't working. And my only point here is there were plenty of fans very critical of Wash, right? Definitely has his own style and some of the moves he made. It wouldn't have made a difference. He was trying to do something different. Wash is different, right? His approach is different. But I would say Pat Murphy's approach is different too. And that's working out pretty well for the Brewers. You know what I'm saying? Like some Angels fans are, oh, Wash, I got to get him out. He wasn't the problem.
No.
So is there any human being on the planet that would have led the Angels to the playoffs this year? A manager?
No.
No.
You could say that about a lot of teams.
Right.
Twins. They just fired their manager.
Yeah, who's the fall guy?
The Pirates fired their manager midseason.
Exactly.
The Rockies fired their manager midseason.
There actually were a lot of changes this year.
Yeah.
About a third of the league.
Yeah.
So what's next? Like, what do you do?
You go find. You know what? If I'm the Angels, I go find a young, hot commodity manager that can come in, and I say I'll give you a 5 or 6 year chance. And
5 or 6?
I'm just saying
for a manager.
I know, sounds crazy. I'm just saying, and you try to get somebody who you think is the next thing, whether it's Joe Madden, whether it's whoever you want it to be, whoever you think that next big thing is, you go and you say, all right, we're going to give you a 5-year contract and a 5-year runway to figure out where to go and what to do, and try to do something different. Hey, we got these great young players. Let's see them all the way through, right? And we're going to spend money the right way. But now the question is, will Artie do that? I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, this is not a knock on money either. Like the Angels have spent, they just haven't spent wisely.
Yeah, I know.
Sometimes I feel like the knock on me is, oh, you're just saying everyone's cheap. I'm not saying the Angels are cheap. I don't say the Orioles are cheap either. I just said they spent their money the wrong way. Artie Moreno will buy that superstar talent, but then he'll get asked about something really small on the budget that every other team does, and he'll say no. That's a problem.
The answer is you got to find somebody that Artie Moreno will listen to and will trust that lifting weights in a tent for big leaguers for spring training is probably not setting your team up. And if that's a little thing that you don't want to change, now they're changing that. So maybe he listens to Perry Managian. Maybe the people that he has there will start to build something that can be more the easy, low-hanging fruit that other teams already take care of, that they weren't taking care of. And it was like, oh, well, we need to do this. So that's the answer. What that answer is, I have no idea.
Your point is a really good one because I think about Buster Posey and how he literally can get Giants ownership to do things that many others can't. So is there somebody like that for the Angels? Here's the problem. Some of that has been tried with guys around the organization. I'll bring up one, but don't quote me too hard here. I'm going to try to look this stuff up on the fly. I know there was a situation with Troy Percival, and he was helping out, and he was anti-analytics, and you can't do that, right?
No, you can't.
Where he's knocking certain things that everyone else is doing. So that ends up making it worse. Wants pitchers to care more about eyes than the tablets and the info. Like, you can't go all out and just say, hey, we're going to go back to the 80s, right? Like, there's got to be a balance. There is always that shift, and you need to be able to say, hey, like, we're doing too much here. But to just say, like, throw out all this crap, you can't do that either. So that's not the right person to be in his ear. You need somebody that is keeping up with the modern game. And it doesn't matter what your age is.
That's what I'm saying. It's got to be a new, young guy that, like Kratz said, that Moreno trusts.
Yeah.
Let him have a little bit of free reign and let him do some things. Try some stuff, because what they're doing now ain't working.
Who has enough clout to tell the owner,
nobody?
I got this?
Joe Madden didn't have it. Who the heck has it?
That's my question. I'm honestly asking. I'm like pleading with people watching right now to come up with a name that you think can help turn things around. And the only thing to really turn things around is to be in his ear and say, dude, I got this. You're not in baseball. You just own a team. You should not be making decisions like this. Someone said Erstad. Al said Erstad. You need somebody that played and won with the Angels.
What about Salmon? What about old Kingfish?
He's been around the team a little bit, but I don't know. I mean,
I
but
don't
is
think
that
Erstad would do that?
Why wouldn't Erstad do that?
He lives in Nebraska. You know, he's got kids that are in high school. He did the Nebraska coaching thing for a while. I don't know. Maybe he would. I don't know. I could call him and reach out, but I don't think he would.
He's connected with younger players. It's such a threaded needle. The guy that you have to be able to connect with younger players. You got to be able to have enough big league clout for Artie Moreno to be like, oh, okay, yeah, I would listen to something that you have to say. You have to have some managerial experience. You have to have something, because clearly he's gone after Joe Madden. He's gone after Ron Washington. Like, he's tried everything in his mind. You gotta find somebody that really threads all the needles, and it's gonna be tough. Good luck, Perry Manasian.
Someone, Carrera said Bruce Bochy.
No, not happening.
No way.
They've already done that.
They said
They've already done that.
Eckstein wouldn't do
Abby
Eckstein
said Gabe.
have the temperament or personality. I don't.
Gabe Kapler.
Huh?
Gabe Kapler's on here. Benji Molina. Joe Girardi. Good names. I like this exercise. We're gonna break. Manny Ramirez joining us next on Foul Territory. Hey, we've had some roster moves that we've learned about over the past 24 hours. Will Smith's been hurt, but he is on the wild card roster. It sounds like more of a pinch hitting situation for him, at least for these first few days.
He's a great pinch hitter.
He is, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's wrong with, I forgot what's wrong with him? Foot?
Don't know. But
So many injuries. It's hard to keep up.
I know.
he's been
Hairline
nailed.
fracture.
Hand.
Okay.
Right hand.
Runner in scoring position.
Fractured hand.
That's right.
Not great.
Bone bruise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right hand.
Okay, so we'll see with him. Elias Diaz, by the way, one of the Padres catchers, is hurt and out for this round. We talked about Giolito out for this round for the Red Sox, which I think could be a problem for them in Game 3, but we'll see. And then the Cleveland Guardians pull off a move that's becoming more of a trend lately. Chase DeLauter has never played in a major league game. He's one of their better prospects, and he's added for the postseason. My question with these kind of moves, you didn't want to give him any time if you had this idea?
No, you just hope that you catch lightning in a bottle, and I don't know how many. I mean, he might only be on the roster for the wild card because you can kind of finagle your roster,
Right.
because you only got to cover 3 games, and and so it's just a different roster construction than normal. Sometimes teams go with like less pitchers because it's less time they have to cover.
Is there a roster issue that
Because
prevents
you lose
them?
starters.
Right, but why didn't they do this with a week or two to go?
I don't
Just
know.
no time?
I don't know.
I know there's a service time thing connected to one of the guys that was called up at one point because there's no service time for the playoffs.
No pay either.
No pay besides the playoff share.
No, it's not even close to what you would make.
Right. Okay. I don't know. I just think you're asking a lot from someone. I'm all for bringing
It's
up a
worked
rookie to
before, though.
contribute.
It has
but
worked.
who did it?
Finnegan did it with the Royals the one year.
He hadn't pitched. I thought he pitched, though.
He pitched in September.
Yeah, that's my
Yeah.
point. It's just, can I get a little September? A little bit?
No, I mean, I don't know.
His clock starts if he's brought up.
Yeah, but what's a week? A week doesn't matter.
It matters.
No,
I guess
I
not.
don't see how that.
No.
I don't see how that plays out.
I don't
But
think
AJ
it's a
brought it up
service time
before.
manipulation. I just think they looked at it and said, we need a bat. Give us our best left-handed bat because the guy hits left-handed. And boom, it was their choice.
Okay. He wasn't on the 40. Now he's on the 40. You have to be.
They only had 39, so it didn't matter.
I don't know why they waited, but they're smarter than me. Hey, we've got the 12-time All-Star, 2-time World Series champ, including a World Series MVP, 9-time Silver Slugger, almost 2 decades in the sport. Manny Ramirez joining us right now on FT. Manny, great to see you. How's life? How you been?
Everything is good. You LA baby, all the way.
Hey,
Mine is
what do you mean
back.
LA?
What's up,
What do you mean?
AJ?
We all know that your favorite team was the White Sox you ever played for, okay? So let's change that. Let's take that LA hat off and put a White Sox hat on. That month
Hey,
and a
let me
half
tell
you
you,
were
I
there
had a
was
great
amazing.
time with you guys over there.
It was fun. We weren't very good, but we had a good time. I tell you that.
Especially that city. That city's nice, baby.
Not
That
Boston, Manny?
city
You're
gets
not
you in
rooting for...
trouble.
Yeah, exactly. Manny, what about Boston? You watching and rooting for Boston in the playoffs?
I'm rooting a little bit about Boston, but I don't know. I'm taking LA all the way.
Okay, is that because of Manny Wood, or is that because you just like the Dodgers? I mean, because LA can get you in trouble now too.
I'm a Ohtani fan, baby. MVP.
Okay.
Is he the best player ever?
As a two-way player, yes, but now as a hitter, I think Barry Bonds is the best I ever seen.
Okay, well then I want to ask you this: the best right-handed hitter you ever saw?
For my profession, I like Vladdy.
Really? Over
I
Pujols
like
or over yourself?
I like Pujols, but I used to love Vladdy because I don't know how he did it. He's always was ready for anything. Like I gotta play the counts, to hit, but Vladdy was something special.
By the way, so I'll say this: when I was playing and I was catching, the right-handed hitters, there was only one because I was in the American League and we didn't do it. It was Manny. It was Manny because you were the one guy I was like, crap, Manny's almost up. How the hell are we going to get him out? From the time he was
But
in
you got me out a
Cleveland,
lot of times.
yeah, but that's because I was talking to you, so you would say crazy stuff, so I would say it back, and you weren't expecting it. That was the difference. But there was the one guy I was like, oh crap, here comes Manny. How? Because I knew in my mind you were trying to set me up, and I know you set guys up. You would take bad swings, and you'd be like, and he'd walk around. Oh, I can't hit that pitch. And
I
then we'd be
can't
like,
hit
we'll
that
try
pitch
another
tonight.
slider. Whack! Oh, my right center, man. You were the best. I tell people all the time, you were the best I ever saw at setting dudes up. And I fell for it many a time. So for me, the best right-handed hitter I played against numerous times, I didn't get Pujols as much, was you, Manny Ramirez.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
And by the way, I did try to hit like you a little bit. Because there's one thing that you did, and I tell people this. The way you loaded up, so you were like, I can't really see it, but you were like this with your hands, and you loaded up, right? You were like, it was almost like you were going on your toes. You were like, woo. And I tried to tell people, like, that's the way you should do it. But everyone's like, no, you got to load and get like, I'm like, no, watch Manny Ramirez. He was like, woo, almost like, it was like almost going on your toes, and then you just whack.
It's like Mike Trout. He make it simple.
Can you teach that?
Yeah.
Can you teach that? Why aren't you a hitting coach? Because I talked to different guys, young guys with the Dodgers when you were coming up. Delwyn Young, LaRoche. Who else did they have there? Russell Martin. Like all those guys. They said you were probably the best hitting coach that they had on the team. Can you teach that? Maybe not.
I could teach it. I could teach it. I could teach it. I just need the opportunity. Hey, come and do it. Come on, do it your way.
Manny, how close have you been to getting a position like that? Have you had conversations with teams, and what have they told you back?
To be honest, like I spoke to Boston last year, and we were talking a little bit, and I know they hired a guy from Driveline, and we were talking, but then we never got back, like about getting serious about it, and so they never get back to me. So I never, went back to them and see if it's really an opportunity to me teach these kids how to hit, because sometimes you see all these kids with all this talent, with all this talent, and they seem kind of lost.
One guy in the National League hit over 300, Trey Turner. Can you teach hitters to hit the pitching that's out there today? 95 to 100, big sweepers. Can it be taught to hit over 300 again, or is that only for the guys like Luis Ariz who just try to put the ball in play?
Not really. Not really. Remember, pitching is pitching. Doesn't matter 100, 85, 95. If you got the technique, you're gonna hit. I got the best example. David Ortiz. His last year, he hit better than when he was young. He didn't change his mechanic. So why change something that is not broken?
Yeah, it's a good call.
Agreed.
Yep, exactly. How many players, Manny, how many players do you speak to and work with? I remember I saw you, I think it was when you were doing some things with the Cubs. It's been a minute now, but how
Right.
many guys are you helping and mentoring? I know that's important to you.
Actually, I was talking to Javi when he was with the Cubs, Brian, Schrober when they were there, and even Rizzo. But those guys, they know how to hit. You don't gotta teach those guys anything, just the mental of the game and the approach.
True. If you can hit, you can hit. What
If you
about your
could hit,
son?
you could hit. Right, AJ?
I agree. What about your son? Can your son hit?
My son could hit. And especially, I got one in JUCO right now that he could hit. He got bomb. He could hit bombs.
What JUCO is he at?
He's here in Nova.
Oh, okay. Oh, nice. And is he a prospect?
He's getting there. He could hit. He throw 94 and he could run. But this one, he's good too.
Okay. All right. Well, who's better then? I'm going to ask you because D'Angelo Ortiz or your son?
They're like different players. Like Lucas. He's too young. He's young. He just get out of high school. I think D'Angelo, he went to college. So they're like both different players.
How do they get away from the shadow that is their father? Like, how does your son get out of your shadow? Not that it's a bad thing, but it's one of his quotes, like he wants to be himself.
Like I always tell my son, listen, you don't gotta do it my way, but you could learn the way that I did it. Just try to figure out what kind of hitter you are, and then you could develop as a power hitter. Because that's what happened to me, to Alex Rodriguez, to David Ortiz. We became a hitter, and when we start getting older, then we understood the zone and start hitting home runs. Not like these kids these days that they trying to become a power hitter when they don't know the zone and they don't know what kind of hitter they are.
Okay. Well, then I want to know this. What did you teach David when he came over to Boston? Because I played with him in Minnesota. I played with him up, and he was okay. But all of a sudden, he went to Boston, and he became obviously like a god to the Fenway people.
So we used to go to the cage every morning. Let me tell you, David worked hard. A lot of people saw David's body, but then when he went to Boston, he really worked his butt off. He used to work out in the morning every day. And then we went to the cage and we used to teach him how to stay in his back leg.
How much did you talk to Rafi during the whole thing? One of your quotes was, it's like telling Aaron Judge to go play catcher next year in spring training. How much did you see Rafi working, not only as a player, but as a teammate too?
To be honest, I really didn't know what was going on in Boston, but what I saw that Rafi said that they didn't went to talk to him in the winter. Listen, if you're gonna spend 340 million in a guy, at least that guy, you gotta tell him, hey, we're gonna give you this money, but if we need you three years down the road, can you help us in first base or DH? That would be easy instead of telling a guy, hey, lose your glove and everything. You're not gonna play the field anymore.
That would be like me asking you to go catch, Manny. That would have been freaking comical. If I would have seen you back
that
there
would
catching,
be crazy.
that would have been awesome. How much fun and how scared would you have been if you would have had to catch? Because I would have laughed my ass off seeing you back there.
No, but let me tell you, AJ, when I signed with Boston, remember I used to play right field with the Indians. So as soon as I got to Boston, they told me, hey, we want you to move to left field. But the first thing that I did, I went and checked out right field. Right field. And as soon as I saw that right field was so big, then I said, let me move to left field because it's gonna be easier for me. No, for
Hey,
real.
I
For you to
know.
play right field in Boston, you gotta be track and field.
Yeah, right.
That thing is big
Plus,
out there.
plus there's no bathroom in right field, so you couldn't go
And
to the
no bathroom.
bathroom.
Yeah.
That's right.
You
So
know
you
it.
couldn't go to the bathroom. People would see you, so you had to be in left field by the door, so you could just go in there.
It was a good decision. It was a good choice.
Jonathan Papelbon's on our show a lot, and he wants to know how often you use the bathroom out there. How often was that a spot for you?
Man, first, a shout out to Papa Bon. I love him. He's a great competitor, man. We love him. To be honest, I don't even use the bathroom out there. Like the kids that they change the number, they always got Gatorade for me. So that's why I always go inside. I don't even go in there to pee.
What's your favorite? what's your favorite story from Boston, from your time in Boston, that you can obviously tell on here?
My favorite story, we playing against Toronto. So I strike out with bases loaded. So I'm coming to the dugout. I'm going to see, and nobody's talking to me. They think I'm really mad. So as soon as I sit down in the dugout, I'm talking to David, and I'm telling David, I'm thinking about putting some wheels in my new car.
Huh? That's it?
That was it. Like I strike out with bases loaded, and I'm thinking about something else, and then in the last minute, I hit a home run to win the game.
Yeah. You did that a lot, by the way. The one against the Angels where you stood there for like 7 minutes like this was unbelievable. Remember you hit the one against the Angels?
Oh
And
yeah,
you
Man,
just
I
stood
thought I was
there and
gonna get killed. I thought I
the
was
game
gonna
was
get killed.
over. The game was over. The Angels were on the flight, and Manny was still standing there like this, and the ball was already on eBay before you got finished. So my favorite moment. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, but let me tell you, that guy used to get me out all the time. So he was due. I was supposed to get him in that time.
You got a lot of people. By the way, my favorite Manny moment, and Johnny Damon is a great friend of mine. We grew up together. But
You
why
like the
in the world?
quarterman?
Huh?
The quarterman
What?
in left field?
Yeah. What? Yeah. Why the hell? Like Johnny Damon, I know he can't throw. He never could throw. He throws like this, right? But why did you decide that I'm gonna dive and catch his throw? Because
I
it
gotta
wasn't
help
like
him. AJ, I gotta help him. He cannot throw. I gotta help him. I decide to go out there and do a triple quarterman to help Johnny.
Triple cutoff.
Triple cutoff. Triple cutoff. Hey, can you do me a favor? Can you move your dreads? Because I think your logo you standing. Yeah,
Oh, nice.
Yeah, see, there it is.
That's
right
it.
there, right? See?
That's my logo right there, baby. Go in, Manny.com.
But so I want to know this. When you go home or when you go see your kids, do you just say, I'm back? Like when every time you see them, do you just walk in and go, I'm back? Like you did when you were in LA?
I'm back.
Like
Give me a hug.
Hey, Manny, I've got one. So we were talking about catchers. How about 2004 when Yachty's like, hey, Manny's stealing signs. And Terry Francona's coming out and he's like, I don't even think he knows our signs, so leave him alone.
I don't even, me and David, we didn't even know any signs. How can we gonna be giving signs?
Sorry, we just hit. Your sign was
we
hit.
Just hit.
What's Tito gonna give him and David? Hit a homer?
And David, what he's gonna give us?
What, hit and run? Like you guys are gonna hit and run?
It's a classic line. That's a great line in a heated moment. Like he doesn't even know the signs.
I don't even know the sign. Me and David, we only got one sign. We look at the dugout and Tito go like this. Hit.
Yeah, because you guys were that good. All right. Yeah. I want to know, you were Indian, Cleveland Guardian Indian, whatever they call them now. But you were Indian. How the hell did y'all not win when you were in Cleveland? I mean, look at the teams y'all had. It was unbelievable you had Tomey playing third base, right? I mean, Tomey, the whole team was unbelievable. Roberto Alomar, the whole thing. I'm like, how in the world did this team never win a World Series?
Well, remember, we didn't have any pitching. We scored 10 runs, and and we lose the game like 15-10. So we didn't have any pitching.
True.
Yeah, they had some high-scoring games.
The Game 7 one against Florida, Miami, that one.
The Marlins, yeah.
That was a great series with Jose Mesa, and they had to bring in Nagy and Tony Fernandez.
Tony Fernandez.
97.
So, guys, who you guys have? The Cubs or San Diego?
Me, you know who I'm rooting for. I ain't rooting for the Cubs, so you know I want San Diego to win. You know.
That's what I throw.
You know the answer to that.
And the Dodgers have to get past the Phillies first, Manny, and the Phillies look pretty strong. I mean, they've done this for a few years where they've looked really solid during the regular season. Last year was a big disappointment for them against the Mets in the playoffs, but the Phillies have some pretty solid pitching and a lot of veterans, just like you mentioned, who don't need to be taught how to hit. Bryce Harper, Kyle Schwarber, Trey Turner, etc. It's just, are they going to show up in a 5-gamer to beat the Dodgers? I think that's going to be a great series, right?
That series is going to be great, but remember, the Dodgers, they got so many pitching, they got so many weapons, they could hit, they could run, they could do everything.
I don't know the bullpen, though.
Who wins?
LA.
In what? 5 games?
4 games.
Okay,
Wow.
so if it's the pitching, who's the Dodgers' best pitcher right now? If you're the manager of that team, who do you start game 1 of any series? If you can pick any of the pitchers.
Ohtani or Yamamoto? Ohtani.
Why? Because they're throwing Blake Snell game 1. So do they think it's an easy walk in the park to beat the Reds?
I think they're gonna throw Snell because, hey, you said it. It's gonna be a walk in the park. Snell is nasty, and remember, Cincinnati, they young, they pretty good. Well, I don't think they can touch LA. I don't think so.
And Cincinnati doesn't hit lefties either. That's the reason why he's starting game 1.
That's why he's hockey.
All right, Manny, before I let you go, I have 2 questions for you. One, they're both funny to me. One, you might not think is funny, but one you're going to think is funny. When I saw the video of you, I think it was in Australia, and the guy had the Red Sox hat on, and you went up to him and said, hey, you're a Red Sox fan. And he had no idea that was you. That was freaking awesome. Okay, so I don't know who told you to do that, but that was awesome.
It came out of nothing. That was awesome. We just playing around in the street. We wanted to make some content, and we wanted to make people laugh. It was great.
Okay, and then the second one, I have to ask you this because I haven't seen you, and I always wanted to know this. I played with you for about 6-7 weeks, and I think it was 2010.
2010.
I never saw you take a shower because every time I came off the field, you were already dressed. How the hell did you take a shower
I'm always
dressed that fast? It was
impossible. It's that you never. I was in the training room all the time getting treatment. That's why you never saw me.
No, because I would literally you would have an at bat in the top of the ninth, and whatever would happen, and we would shake hands, win, and whatever. And I'd come in. Manny was always
you gotta go to the training room, baby.
Oh,
you gotta go to the training room.
He was always there, but he was already dressed, and I'm like, how is he dressed?
You never saw me. Nah, you never saw me. I'm fast, baby.
Seriously, I was like, man, he does a car wash shower.
Well, you're not the only one going to the training room, so if you go first, then you get your treatment first before everyone else, right?
That's it, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, there was a shower in the training room in Chicago. There was one shower.
You remember?
Yeah. But he was always there, no matter what happened. He was always there right when we walked in, shaking your hand. But he was already dressed. I'm like, that son of a bitch, how does he get dressed so fast?
Remember, I came from LA with an injury, so I'm always got to go to the training room and stuff like that.
That's true. That's true.
You get first in line for treatment, otherwise you're going to be leaving an hour later, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think they're a little better now where they've got more, but I mean, you could wait in line, right? If there's 3-4 guys that need treatment,
yeah,
like, oh, we'll get to you. I mean, you are the wrong. He's the wrong guy.
That's why I never saw him because I never went back there.
AJ, but I always wanted to tell you this. Thank you, man. The way you treat me in Chicago, it was awesome. You and Conejo, You guys was awesome.
Well, I appreciate that, man. I love playing with you. I tell people you were awesome, and I'll never
You too,
forget.
man.
We ain't gonna
Thank
talk
you.
about it. I'll never forget that one trip we had to Kansas City where we got
Hey.
delayed for like 3 hours. That was one of the most fun times I ever had with all you guys on that plane. It was one of my most fun times. So thank you for the memories.
No problem.
and I
Thank
love
you for
watching
having me,
play.
guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Manny. You're the man. Thanks so much for joining us. Great to see you, and good luck to LA.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate you. FT Family.
Appreciate it.
Right back.
Thank you.
BetMGM locks. We have 3 games that we can choose from, okay? And yes, we had a very successful season again. What are we doing tonight?
I'm going strikeout props. There's not a lot to choose from, so I'm going Fried over 5.5, Snell over 6.5, and that gets me to plus 200. It was tough sledding today with only a few games to choose from. I would have loved to have gone Tigers, Guardians overs on the Ks, but obviously that game started too early.
So you're just hoping, obviously, these guys get swing and miss, and they stay in games long enough.
A lot. Fried has a history of doing it, and the Reds strike out a lot.
Reds have really bad numbers against lefties.
Yes, and Snell has a history of getting a lot of strikeouts.
Mm-hmm.
I think Doc Roberts might let Snell ride a little bit.
Mm-hmm. If he's pitching well.
Yeah.
Right.
But he's going to have to be pitching well if he's getting to that many.
Which one's the bigger risk? I actually think Fried might be the bigger risk.
Fried for me.
Yeah, based on the Ks, and Yankees do have some options in case there's an issue. Kratz?
I did the same thing, but BetMGM is being gracious during the playoffs. We can buy our strikeouts down a little bit. So I got four. I got 4 or more for Pivetta. I got 5 or more from Max Fried. They've hit that every time combined on the season, 84% of the time, both of them. So they are almost surely locks on those. And I just added a quick little over 4.5 in the Reds-Dodgers game for a plus 104.
Very nice. Those are 2. We'll get to more later. If we have a minute, I can do mine too, because it's not going to take a lot of time.
Now I'm worried about the Fried strikeouts.
That's the one I'm worried about.
I'm especially worried now because Kratz went with it.
Yeah. Concerning. I'm taking a totally different direction. Game 1s are tough for me of the wild card round, so I went with one series where I'm like, someone's going to have a higher scoring game, right? Because I think most of the games will be lower scoring, and I think Cubs-Padres. I think the Cubs offense is going to show up today. I think the Padres will score enough against the Cubs bullpen, perhaps, and that I can get ourselves over 7 runs, and that's at just about even money, minus 105. So I'll throw down 105. I know. There was a game the other day where the wind was blowing in, and I watched, and yeah, there might not be homers, but there will be hits. Mm-hmm. You can find hits. Will we get some contact here? So the Cubs offense looked better the last week or so from what it looked like for a month and change before that.
Yeah, that's what he said.
That's what he said.
That's what he said.
That's what he said. Torey Lovullo spoke about something that we know, and I think the world should know. I'll let Torey take it away.
I'm the manager of the baseball team once it hits the dugout. Once it's in the dugout, I can make baseball decisions. When it comes to personnel things, when it comes to the finer working dynamics inside of rotations and lineups, yes, I have a seat at the table, but there are open discussions. The manager's roles have changed over the past 25 years. That's for sure. I like stability. I like consistency. I like trends and habits. I believe in the gut instinct. But there are certain things that change the mood and the mind of what decision is made. And there's a group of people around me inside of a baseball day that will help me make a good decision. And there's a group of people that are behind the scenes that are making a lot of decisions that used to be made in the traditional baseball manager sense. And that's fine. I want to make it simple. I run a baseball game. That's all I need to do every single day.
Thank you. That's how it works with just about every team.
Mm-hmm.
So there's been some
weird to hear someone say it though.
I know. There's been some situations where I've heard GMs be like, no, I let the manager do whatever he wants. I'm like, shut up. And I literally went to the manager for one of those situations and he was like, that's not true. And he's like, I'm not saying it in a bad way. He's just like, that's not true. I'm like, why is he saying that? He's like, I don't know. It's like some taboo thing where they can't say that they have a say in the lineups. Like this has been going on for what, 10 years now?
Yeah.
More? Maybe 15. I remember Bo Porter, like, didn't he reportedly get into it a little with Lou now about the lineups?
I remember the story. There's a Larry Boa story where he said when he went interviewed in Houston, they said to him, we're going to give you the lineup every day. Are you okay with that? And Bo was like, this interview's over. Now, I don't know if that's true, but that was hearsay from people.
Sounds like Larry.
Yeah, but I mean, it also sounds like what they did. So I don't know.
I think something that Torey Lovullo didn't say in that interview, he's like, he doesn't just manage, when they're on the field. You're managing people now. I think the AJ would agree that the managers nowadays are way different in how they interact with players. And whether that's right or wrong, or you got to be old school and you got to be, Lou Piniella and pissed off at every rookie and only lean on the vets, like that's up for debate. But I think that's one of the things that Torey Lovullo does incredibly well. He manages people. AJ talked about, hey, I played for this manager. He had the lineup for the entire week. I'm going to play these 4 games. I'm going to have off on Thursday, and then I'm going to play Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Like it's conversations that are talked with and talked through with the players so that they know what to expect. And that can't be had from the front office. That has to be the manager's job.
Well, what he said was he played for Sparky Anderson, and what he said about Sparky Anderson was the same way I was when I played for Tom Kelly. Managers had all the power.
Mm-hmm.
Way over the GM. The managers would tell the GM basically what they wanted and go get this player. And managers would literally tell you, you're bad, you're doing bad, I don't like you, you're out of here. And it happened a lot. So I think that's the way it's changed, is everyone has to be understood. And I mean, say it's for the better or worse, it depends on where you are. But I honestly think that it's just change, and communication is the key, like Kratz said.
Let's break a Bowman Chrome box next as we're watching Detroit and Cleveland.
Small ball. 2 errors by the Guardians has led to them scoring 2 runs.
That's not guard ball.
Hmm?
That's not guard ball. They're pretty fundamentally sound.
I know, they made 2 errors and they both scored.
FT Nation, what's up? It's your boy Parlay Pap coming to you. Yeah, we in postseason right now, so we all lamped up, and we're going to get this money in this postseason too. So here we go. Let's get it started. I got the Dodgers. I ain't betting against the Dodgers in the playoffs. You know all about the Dodgers in the playoffs and what they do. So that's number 1. Number 2, I got to go Scooble. I ain't betting against Scooble in the playoffs either. So I'm going to parlay them together, plus 135. I'm going to put 100 on it. Let's get that playoff cheese, baby.
You got it. Thank you, Pap. Picks are all on lock. There you go. Good variety of options for you. A lot of plus money picks for you. Hard to pick 2 money line games. Although he did pick Detroit and sent that in before. We're allowing it. We have a timestamp. He's different.
Okay.
Can we give Papa a break here today? In fairness, he sent it.
mean,
it's not like he said it was 1-1 until 5 seconds ago anyway. I mean,
yeah, but you can't. But people are supposed to follow our.
I agree.
Our
I
bets.
agree. You can't
That's
follow
the whole
that.
point to this thing.
Well,
I agree.
We'll be fair.
I would like what?
We'll be fair. The Dodgers win tonight. He gets -1. He gets -170, just like everybody else, or whatever the Dodgers are at right now.
Okay.
Here's my thing.
-200.
Tigers aren't necessarily winning either. It's 2-1.
No, I'm not saying they're going to win, but the thing to me is, then I would have liked to have picked in some strikeout props in these games with Gavin Williams and Scooble pitching, but I couldn't because Pat, follow the rules.
And I
We don't have rules. If we don't have rules, Scott, you know what happens.
Anarchy.
Pap is
Pap
anarchy.
archy.
All right, so follow the rest of our picks, okay? And Pap, you can't pick the 1 o'clock game. a no sweat SGP token for you with your stake back and bonus bets for the postseason. More information at betmgm.com or sign up if you don't have the app. Use the bonus code FOUL, by the way, when you first sign up. Those bonus bets expire in 7 days. Go check it out. Gambling problem or concern, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Be right back for a little car break while we watch Tigers Cardinals. Tigers Guardians. Cardinals are out. I said Cardinals, but I corrected myself before anybody could yell at me. All right, it is last lick, slap hands, and our special guest for the buzzer here is JJ Cooper. So we got like a minute left on TV. JJ, let's just set this up. We're going to open a Bowman Chrome box. You can get these at lid stores. We'll give more info coming up in just a moment, but we're going to stay on for a few minutes on YouTube while we open up these cards, and Kratz will be jealous. But can you give us an idea of what to expect here and some of the big boy names? I know there's a good article out on baseballamerica.com about this.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So I'm excited. What I'm hoping we're going to get here is some of these like kind of deeper cuts, right? Like, okay, there are guys like Roman Anthony in this. There's Cam Schlitter. There are prospects who really do stand out. But that's, okay. I'm looking for like Joshua Gonzalez, who's the Giants prospect who was probably the best prospect in the DSL. This is the first card, that he really has. So cards like that, you have the chance here. This is a set that has everyone from prominent players who debuted this year, in the majors, to included in that also guys who are in the DSL this year. So it's a wide range. And one of the things I'm hoping to see is a couple of DSL names here.
Nick Kurtz is in here too. Cade Horton, Augustine Ramirez, Drake Baldwin. There's some international auto refractors where it's only 5 of them and they write a signature of their hometown. Stay with us if you're watching on TV.
Kids, I think.
Yep, those two.
Oh,
we'll see you on YouTube.
I wonder if he signed it.
All right, we're good. Now we're staying on here. We're on YouTube. So we've got Bowman Chrome 2025. And I just want to let everyone know before we do this, if you're chasing the hottest prospects, first cards, including autos, inserts, etc., you can go grab these boxes at a local lid store and start ripping packs. The code is territory as well if you want to go to a lid store for headwear or apparel and get 20% off. Shout out to Lids here as we're watching Tarek Skubal pump a hundo in the 7th inning. Let's do this. We got 3 packs each. One more thing before we start. We have one more box, and we're going to do a giveaway with that box for the other one where we'll open. I think we're going to pick out the best card and then give it away. But for this one, this is our little treat. So AJ and me are going to try to pick some winners. Let's do it. What do you got?
Oh.
You got to tell us something.
I know, but
you're looking for
just the one good card.
You're looking for the big boy card.
All right, so Zach Neto, Blake Snell pitching tonight, Hayden Birdsong, Juan Tomas, Marco Dinges, red card. Right?
I do like him. Brewers catcher.
Okay.
Oh, you got a red card?
I got a red card. Red card. I'm out of the game.
No, there's a story to the red cards.
John Heel.
The Braves.
Bo Davidson, Roman Anthony.
Ooh,
Nate
wait,
George.
hold on. Bo Davidson. We just put him in our top 100. Giants 5-tool prospect.
Common card, though.
Common card?
Yeah.
Okay. But still, I mean, obviously a Bowman Chrome rookie card.
Yeah. This one's cool. Look, it's red. Ooh.
I got a couple cool ones, but again, I mean, here's a Zach Veen Bowman Chrome rookie card.
Yeah. You throw his bat at the pitcher?
Did Veen do that?
Yeah, spring training.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. And then I also got some. It's like a cool Judge card, but I mean, meteoric rise. We're not there yet. We're looking for.
There's also a Shoeless Joe, but I did see that the Shoeless Joe 1 of 1 was pulled first.
Oh no! Well, then we're not getting that.
Someone already pulled that one?
I got an Augustine Ramirez, but it's not one of the bougie ones. But I did get an Augustine Ramirez here, so this is an Augustine Ramirez rookie card.
What are the chances I get 2 Hayden Birdsongs in 2 packs?
You love Hayden Birdsong.
He's my favorite player.
Oh, I got a Willie Adames at a 299.
Oh. All right. What about Walker Jenkins?
There we go.
What about, oh, this is a good one, DeVries.
That's there you go. Who, by the way, like I know he had a slow start, but if you check out what he did the end of the year with the A's, he was basically one of the best players in Double-A as an 18-year-old.
Yeah. Yon De La Cruz?
Which De La Cruz?
Johan Padres? Johan
Yeah.
De La Cruz?
Undersized, but a good hitter.
Okay.
He's one I made notes on as we were getting ready for this.
Gabriel Davalillo?
Davalillo. He's the grandson of Vic Davalillo, and his brother, David Davalillo, is one of the better pitching prospects in the Ranger system. But Gabriel's one of the best hitters in the DSL this year. Big guy for a catcher, but a really good hitter.
Mikel Corrette?
The Bray? Yeah. That's, again, solid prospect, I would say.
Tylon Serrano.
Ooh, Taylon Serrano is, yes, there you go. He's a left fielder probably down the road, but he has some hitting ability. It's going to be one that's kind of a hold and see how he develops, but there is some hitting ability there. There is some upside.
By the way, with that red card, you earn potential rewards tracking career milestones. So like if they pick up certain things like a rookie of the year, whatever, you get
What's 5 out of
cash.
5?
You get fan cash. That one's a 5 out of 5?
Yeah.
Oh, careful, don't touch on
Nice.
that. Oh, 2 out of 5.
Can't touch it.
No, on the edges.
Oh, how are you supposed to hold it if you can't touch it?
Careful.
Kratz, help me out here, Bill.
All right, I separated any of mine that have some note here, JJ. I got a Jesus Made who is a big boy prospect, but it's just a regular, it's a common, but a Jesus Made
That's not
card.
a common though. That's a Jesus Made. That's one of the best prospects in the game.
Right.
That's
Jesus
a common
Made.
card, but still, that's really good.
Kevin DeFrank.
Kevin DeFrank's a absolute legit Marlins prospect. 100% legit. One of the better prospects in the DSL this year, and a guy to absolutely hold on to, keep an eye on.
Ethan Salas.
Well, there again, you've got one of the best catching prospects in the game. I know he's had a lot of injuries, hoping to see him in the AFL again, but you got to remember he's young, as youngest of the high school draftees from this year's class, and he's been in Double-A for 2 years.
This one is a special Jesus Made card, so this one might have some value in here.
That's really legit.
Yeah. So
I'm learning. When we first did this,
league.
we pulled a Sebastian Walcott 1/1 refractor, and I was like, Sebastian Walcott's a good prospect, and the guy who knew cards for us explained, like JJ, it's much more than that.
Yes. Obviously, you're always looking for rookies, so a Cade Horton rookie here, a Roki Sasaki rookie. Yeah, but these are just your regular Bowman Chromes, but there's some value here on some of these. What'd you get?
Look at this.
Did you get an auto?
No, but I got 2 Zach Coles in the same pack. Talk
Big
about
power.
Going
Big time power.
One
as
purple
we saw
one.
at the end of the year.
This is the regular one, or the purple one. It's numbered. Something out of 2. I don't know. I can't read it because I'm not allowed to touch it. And then the regular one.
I got a Max Muncy rookie at a 299.
He looks different, though. I thought he played for the Dodgers.
Yeah, this is
They're both A's draftees.
That's right. But yeah, this one has
and born
a
on the
little
same
juice
day,
to
if
it.
I remember correctly.
I pulled the auto.
Yes.
I pulled the
Bryce
auto.
Eldridge, adios card.
Wait, guys, I pulled the auto.
Who?
Jacob Wright.
JAKOB, if I remember correctly.
Correct.
Who's he from? Oh, Dodgers.
Dodgers, Jacob
He's got a
Wright.
good signature, too. I give him credit.
You like it?
Yeah, I can read it.
That's a good signature.
go.
Yeah, that's a plus signature. One you can actually read.
Jacob Wright out of 499. There's our one auto, and then a couple others that stood out here. I got a Dejon McCarris. In the Giants system, and an Ohtani, some type of specialty Ohtani card here too.
Oh, adios. That's the one I got for Bryce Eldridge.
Oh, that's the one?
Adios.
All right. So there you go.
Adios, pelota.
All right, guys.
McCarris, I did not make notes on. He is a DSL guy, if I remember right, but he's not one of the most prominent ones, I'd just say.
Okay. Well, JJ, this was fun. I know you guys at
Always
baseballamerica.com are covering the Bowman Chromes, and a lot of people are like us where they're opening this up. Some prospects they know, some they don't know, but they could be worth a lot. So you can get these at your local lid store. And we have one other box. We're going to do a giveaway with that box. We'll announce it later this week. But JJ, thank you. This was fun. Thanks for your help.
back to watching some great baseball.
Exactly, which is what
Thanks,
we're about
JJ.
to do. On our way out here, FT fam, again, territory to 29017 to receive 20% off your next purchase on headwear or apparel at any U.S. lid store. Some exclusions do apply. And if you're looking for those Bowman Chrome boxes, go check out your local lid store. They have cards now. That's a new thing for them, that they're selling card boxes. Hope you had fun. Tigers and Guardians going on right now. And yes, I know you checked your watch. The Cubs and the Padres are starting. So we are going to see you live
Fire
right
faithful,
here
stand up.
on YouTube right here. After Cubs and Padres, we'll recap the Tigers Guardians as well as the Cubs Padres game. Thanks, everyone. Enjoy watching the postseason ball. We'll see you in like 2.5 hours.